Good morning, everybody.
Good
Hello.
morning, everyone. Hi, and welcome back. We missed you last week. Thank you for showing up at this new time. It's much easier for us. Today we have two awesome guests, both Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com and RJ from RJustice282.
Who's
But
that
before we
guy?
get into that, I don't know, some random dude I picked up from the internet. But
You told me
before
this is where my dental appointment was.
oh right. I think I got oh shit, my next cousin's at the dentist. Oh god, I
We're
got
doing
those
dental
mixed up.
appointments over Zoom now?
Yeah. So I just send you the 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 tools and then I tell you how to do it. So there's a hand drill in there and everything.
I don't like
Uh
this. Just for the record, I do not like this.
okay. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for coming. Like I said, we missed you last week. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and introduce the cast. I'll do our lovely host last, so she can tell you a little bit about this channel and what they do and what she amazingly does. So we'll go, uh, Jen, Nate, RJ, Sarah, and then I'll introduce myself before we start, and then someone's gonna do a recap. No, neither of the two guests because they weren't there. But what are you two? Figure it out. Figure it out amongst yourselves.
I'll do it.
Um,
It's fine.
yeah.
Or,
So let's start with Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Anthony Silverhorn, the Drow Artificer Barbarian.
Yeah. Next, Danae.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae. I'm going to be playing as Fibble to Do, also known as Fib, and she is a human ranger fighter.
We love that name. We stay on that name.
That name's gonna break me.
Go ahead, RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ and I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easily. Today I'll be playing Roland Granbrook, who is a sorcerer cleric.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Sarah.
Oh, hi guys. Hey, it's me. Welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah. I'll be playing Lucy, the Changeling Wizard Warlock. And this week, very warm thank you and welcome to our guests for joining us this week and for a little bit of a story arc. We're really excited to play with you guys again. Yeah, we're a charity channel. If this is your first time here, this is my channel. I feel weird taking money for just playing games on the internet with my friends, so I just decide to give it to people who need it more than me. I have been giving money away for 5 months now to various charities, and after a short conversation with my friends, I have decided that the Trevor Project will be where funds are going from here on forward on my channel. They do a lot of great work for LGBTQ plus at-risk youth. Sorry, my brain got stuck on the acronym. um, Life is hard when you don't words good.
It's fine.
It's something that's really important to me, and we are a LGBTQ plus community and channel. And yeah, I'm really excited to give back via them. So yeah, that's it. Would you like me to do the what was I doing? The recap. Would you like me to do the recap?
Yeah. Before that, hi everyone. My name's Satan. I am your DM, and I'll be playing everybody else. Are you sure you want to do the recap?
I can do it. I'm a big
Okay.
girl.
Okay, I believe in you.
All right. So, last we left off, we celebrated young Ash's birthday at a family get-together in Yara. From there, Jack and Lucy split off from the group to help Jack establish an alibi that he is not a traitor to his country. He's just run off with some girl. He's in love.
As you do.
As you do. And so he is at home asking, because of this development in his personal life, to be taken out of the paperwork that would require him to become Lord of Loomberry, because that's not something he wants. And we are there to arrange that for him. Anthony told the party that he has been in contact with the evil dragon. That Lucy is still not against killing should he want her to, but that he thinks that there is an opportunity to build a bridge here between the two countries that have previously been at war with one another via science and discovery. After that, the story of Jack and Liliana, the person that Lucy is currently portraying in town, was set up, and we met a few people in town. And Anthony arrived at his now old home, which technically belongs to Titus, but he is currently keeping up appearances that he is still, in fact, human.
Mm-hmm. After setting up a few things with your sister and her husband and kids, who now know that you are in fact a drow and no longer human, you have decided that you are going to have a family dinner, which is what you do often when you come back home and you have important things to say. And Fanor is also there with you. We'll start our scene the night of the dinner. Your sister had taken care of setting everything up, just like before, and your family's going to be there. Um, it's a little bit before people start arriving, and Feanor looks to you, Anthony, and asks, holds you by the shoulders. Are you going to be okay?
Sure. And time, yes. Right now, no. But will be.
All right. I also have a last minute addition to the party.
We can't have any more children. I already have.
No, I mean,
3.
no, he's not. Well, he's not our child. That much I will say. He is someone that I can't accompany you in your travels, but I have cleared it with the Lady of Twilight to have somebody travel with you and Lucy.
All right.
All right. They have trained under me, so you can trust. You can trust them. Let me. Oh, let's
We
bring
should.
let's tell our daughter. Let's bring her in. Where is she? He's just gonna open the door. Lucy, dear darling daughter.
There's a crash from somewhere upstairs. She comes down a few minutes later.
What was
What?
that?
Nothing. Don't worry
What
about
did
it.
you crash?
Me.
Right. So, Fanor wants to bring in somebody.
Yes, I am adding a guest to this.
You want to bring
dinner.
someone into the house?
Yes, I'm adding a guest to this dinner, just so you're aware. I have cleared it with our dear Lady of Twilight, to have him travel with both of you. As I've told Anthony, I cannot be there to help save your lives constantly, but I can bring in someone for you to travel with that will help with that. He has trained under me. He's very, very good at his job. Just remember that.
Lucy gives a nod and then just leans into Fanor. This is because he keeps taking off that amulet you gave him, isn't it?
I can neither confirm or deny that, but yes.
All right. Well, if you two are okay with it, and looks at Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't really care if he's okay with it. If you two are okay with it, then I'm okay with it.
Yes, Our Lady has definitely approved this. She has seen this man's growth and education as he has trained under me. As I said, please keep that in mind. He's very good at his job. His name's Rollin Granbrook.
Why do you keep emphasizing that he's very good at his job?
That is
I
a little
Because
assume-
he
strange.
is. Because he is, and I want you to know that. So you won't die
Right.
anymore.
Okay, I trust you, but at some point it becomes suspicion.
Right. Anywho, he should be here sometime soon as I have given him directions. He might be a little late. We'll see. But yes, anywho. Right, let's get this party started. I'm gonna go help Jenny set up. He just leaves.
If I have to babysit another one of you,
You do not have to babysit me. If anyone babysits anyone, I babysit you.
pretty sure I have to babysit you, Freya, and Soon.
I
Constantly.
do not require a babysitter. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I don't.
Alright, what did you break upstairs?
I fell over.
So if I go upstairs, nothing will be broken?
No, nothing will be broken.
Alright, I'm gonna go check.
There's nothing broken. She was literally doing yoga and fell over.
As you're having this back and forth conversation, there's a knock at the door.
Lucy will go get it since Anthony has gone upstairs to check.
As you open the door, actually, we'll say it's Rollin. Rollin, what do you look like? What did they see?
Rollin is a half elf with, golden eyes, brown hair, kind of pointed ears. They're a bit rounded at the tip. There is freckles across his nose with tan skin, and his hair is cut a bit short, almost like faux hawk. He's wearing just like regular traveler's garb, and on the patch, there's a patch on his shoulder that has a white dove on it. Hello, miss. I'm looking for the Silverhorn residence. Is this it?
You found it. I'm assuming you're the one that Fanor brought in.
Yeah, Master Farinor said that I'll be joining your party.
Lucy. She'll extend a hand.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Lucy. Rollin, but my friends call me Len.
Right, Rollin, come in.
Rollin, you're actually early.
You know, this big city's kind of weird for me. I've been mostly stuck in the Fey courts. Everything kind of looks the same. I was actually like 3 houses down and I knocked in and they directed me over here.
I hear you're very good at your job. What is it exactly that you do?
I'm a mender by trade. Studied under Master Feanor for about 10 years. I heal people.
Excellent.
A moment later, you see Fanor come out. For those who don't know, Fanor is currently in his elvish form, which he has deep brown skin, bright amber-colored eyes, and a lovely black straight hair that is half tied back with braids and pointed ears that have jewelry on them. He's wearing a very nice loose shirt with a vest over it and a sash around his waist with nice fitted trousers. He's looking very nice for this family dinner. But he looks to you, Rollin, with a smile. It's like, and walks over to you. Rollin, my boy, so glad you could make it. You didn't get lost, did you?
No, I got a little lost, Master Feanor. Just a little lost.
It's much better than last time. Don't worry.
I'm getting better.
You are. I'm very proud of you. And he kind of pats your shoulder. So you've met Lucy. Anthony, dear.
Anthony comes downstairs and he's not his drow self, he's his human self, and he just is fixing a button on his sleeve. Oh, Not who I thought, but hello. I assume you're Rylan?
Rollin,
Rollin.
sir.
Rollins, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Who did you think I was going to bring?
I thought it would be my sister, to be honest.
Oh, for the knock. No. I am also a little surprised as he's early, but he's getting better at navigating the material plane and not the fake courts. Anyway, this is Rollin. He is a mender and he has trained under me for 10 years. He's very good at what he does. I'm very proud of him.
Now,
Sharp pupil.
Master Feanor, when I read the dossier on Mr. Silverhorn here, it said that he had a bit of a accident.
Yes.
He died.
Yes, he died.
Obviously, I got better.
Obviously. He was reincarnated as a drow, but he's currently using magic to change that and look back to his human self.
Ah, all right, that explains it. Okay.
This is going to be... Go ahead.
I will say Lucy also doesn't normally look like the Lucy that she usually portrays here. She currently has tan skin, long, wavy, dark hair, and dark honey brown eyes, and she'll inform Rowland that if anyone refers to her as Liliana when she's wearing this face, just roll with it.
Got it.
Yes. There's going to be a little bit of personal conversation, but I want you to be here to be ready to go when they were. I hope everyone's all right with that. Like I said, I vouch for him, so does Lady of Twilight. Oh, it's all good.
Should I change my armor then?
Yes. This is
armor for dinner.
Well, Master Feanor said that when all this is over, we should be ready to go. I assumed it would be as soon as possible.
Probably in the morning, dear.
Probably in the morning. Yes. You're. I thought you meant changed out of your armor. You can stay in your current clothes. That is fine.
It's hardly the right attire for a proper dinner, sir. I'll heal. Do you have a room, Mr. Silverhorn, that I could use?
Upstairs to the left, there's a set of clothes you can change into if you want.
I'll show him where everything is and make sure he's comfortable. I need to talk to Shadow anyways. Come with me. Okay. She'll give you a very forced, pleasant smile and take you by the arm.
As you do that, Feanor is going to be still downstairs with you, Anthony. And we'll go to that conversation. A little bit into that conversation, people will start arriving. Your family will start getting there. But we will go to that conversation with Lucy and Rollin. Are you looking for Shadow, or are you just taking him to his room?
Yeah, she'll be like showing him where to go, and she will distinctly point out what Anthony was referring to as far as clothing goes. And then she'll leave him to change and find Shadow.
As you do that, you call out for Shadow. For a moment, you think that maybe they're not there at the moment, but as you turn around, they're right behind you.
Come with me.
Sure.
Lucille takes Shadow to her room. I have some things for you. Here is this. She'll hand her a small, it's like a small moleskin notebook almost. Everyone I've talked with, interacted with in my time here with Jack. Descriptions I can change into their faces if you want to see that. Here is a pile of clothing for you. She gestures to some very modest and feminine clothing for Shadow to wear as Liliana, as Lucy has already been seen in it. And do remember he did cure silver poisoning, so try not to get him killed. Actually, don't let him get himself killed.
Got it.
Anything else you need?
I'm aware. No. Do you need me downstairs for this dinner, or...
You're welcome to come down if you want. She shifts back into the wood elf face that Anthony's family knows her to have used. The food's good. The people are good.
I'll take my dinner in the roof. Don't worry.
All right. Last time we were here, there were 2 cloakers in the woods, so if you see a cloak hanging on a branch, holler.
3 cloakers. Right. I'll keep a lookout. She'll just take what you give her. They'll take what you give her, what you give them, and just make their way out. And you notice that as they walk, they don't make any sound. Um, with that done, as they were having that conversation, Anthony, you and Fenner started getting in the uh, big party that is your family. Brothers and sisters, wives, husbands, nieces and nephew, your parents. They all come in. Glad to see you again. Um, some know you have spoken to Tessa and Mickelson about your new transformation. So they don't speak about it out loud, assuming that this is the reason that one of the reasons that you called this. But they do give you a look when they see you in your human version. Um, but they come in. Your mother and father come in. Your father, quiet as always, with a gruff nod and a pat on the shoulder, and your mother with a hug and just worrying over you and fiddling with your shirt and your buttons and all that, making sure you're all right. And they greet Fanor happily, and he greets them. Um, Eventually, they settle for dinner, and Fanor does call Lucy down and Rollin, and he introduces Rollin to the family. Rollin, you'll see a multitude of people. It's Anthony's brother and sister, sister Tessa, brother Mickelson, their spouses and children, and as well as Anthony's parents, 2 older looking humans towards the head of the table.
Very polite bow to everyone.
Mm. They greet you. And Banner listening to you, Anthony. Do you want to do this before dinner or after?
Oh, let's get it over with. They'll have something to talk over dinner.
All right.
Yes.
He just
kinda-
looks at you expectantly.
Right.
Lucy
Turn
is there
to the
next to you,
family.
by the way.
Yeah, you're basically flanked by Fanor and Lucy. Fanor has a hand in the middle, on your lower back gently.
I'll take Lucy's hands and squeeze it and turn to the family. And so then, I adopted Lucy. She is my daughter. She is somebody I've come to care for over my travels. Fanor and I got married, so she is our daughter.
Also, hi, I'm not an elf.
Yes.
And she'll shift.
I expect you to be as gracious as you are to me towards her.
She'll give Anthony's hand and arm a squeeze.
You see a small encouraging smile from Tessa, Matthew, and both Fiona and Jack. Mickelson just has a great big grin. And Rissa is just lovely as always. She stands up before everybody else and goes to you, Lucy, and gives you a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Welcome to the family, dear. It's lovely to have you.
I imagine it's like one of those hugs that like kind of traps your arms and she just,
Yeah.
thank you.
And
Awkwardly.
you, dear and she then turns to Fanner, and you, dear Fanner, welcome to the family. We're all hoping it would happen within our lifetime.
You know, I need to talk to all of you about betting on my love life. Anyways.
It's worked out so far.
Yes, anyways.
She druid crafts a flower and puts it behind Lucy's ear before jumping back to the table with everyone. They're all conversing quietly, but no hesitancy, just kind of like what's happening. You hear a few things about, yeah, you owe me this much.
I love his
uh,
family.
yeah. Um,
They're a bunch of shits, but they're his
yeah.
shits.
Your mother and father are a bit more reserved, talking amongst each other.
I'll clear my throat again and say, and that's normal, as I kind of wipe my face off to wipe dirt away, and the spell drops and become my drow self again.
Oh dear.
Reincarnation is a funny thing, and apparently I'm an elf now. The drow, to be more specific.
There is chatter amongst the people that did not know your brother and sister know, and by extension, their partners. So this comes more of a shock to your parents, and you see a strange look on your father's face as he gets up. Um, your mother helping him up, he grabs his cane and just starts. He's not heading out the front door. He's not leaving, but he just heads out the back door where there's a few chairs. Um, Seems he needs his. Yeah, he starts walking out.
Honestly, I expected worse, so. And one more thing, as I kind of flip my hand and Freya kind of just climbs up on the table. She spews fire. Please do not aggravate her. I look to the kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The kids. Nicholson and Marissa's kids are looking at Freya with a look of astoundment, and as soon as he mentioned fire, Fiona's instantly interested.
Just give her a look. You are your uncle's niece, and not me.
Both. Thank you. Um, as you have this conversation, Tessa, let's give a worrying look towards the back door at where your parents had left. It kind of gives you a look as if to say you should go talk to them.
I'll give a nod and kind of bow my head and depart after them.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy's just sitting there, uncomfortable and awkward as he leaves.
As you depart, Tessa looks to you. Lucy says, "Don't worry about them so much, dear. It's just a lot for two older people to take in. It's not easy to take in the information that your son died and came back.
It wasn't easy to live through it either.
I know, dear." She'll take your hand and kind of pat that motherly kind of hand squeeze. It'll be all right. This is your family now.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. You have us now. Well, dinner. Food will help you feel better, dear.
It'll also help me avoid talking. Let's go.
Come on. She'll lead you to a chair, wherever you wish to sit. Rollin, she puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "Come on, dear. Food will do you some good too." And she takes the both of you and sets you down. Anthony, as you're heading out, you come across your mother heading in alone, and she gives you a a worried smile as she looks over your still changed face.
I'm still me, just better.
Being a drow or an elf doesn't make you any better. You are already great, dear. She pats your cheek.
Try not to inflate my ego. It's already enormous as it is. I just kiss her cheek gently.
She closes her eyes and smiles and brings you in for a hug. My
The
sweet
moms
boy.
in this game. I can't.
My sweet boy.
Just hug her gently and say, besides, Tess is a much better lord than I will ever be. She'll actually be here.
That is very true.
I'm glad we agree on that. I better go.
Yes, we do. Go talk to him.
Oh boy, the most words we said to each other in years as I go to talk to my father.
Well, maybe you should fix that, she says as she walks back out towards the room. As she goes to the room, her eyes settle on you, Lucy, as she walks over to you and gives you a warm squeeze on the shoulder. Welcome to the family, dear. It's lovely to have you.
Right, just remember that thought when I've done something that gets me in trouble.
Dear, I gave birth to Anthony, Mickelson, and Tessa.
Right. Pleasure to be here.
I doubt you'll be any more trouble than they have been their entire lives. She places a kiss on your head before she goes back to
In Lucy's head, she says, challenge accepted.
She goes back to her seat. As you walk out, Anthony, you see your father sitting on one of the chairs of what would be a back porch, smoking his pipe as he stares out into the dark fields.
Didn't really change a whole lot, to be frank. The body's just a body.
He gives a grunt and nods.
We knew it was a possibility. Just not this late in the game.
He just nods and leans back in his chair. You can tell his hands kind of squeezing the top of his cane.
I don't know what to say other than I'm here. I'm not sorry for my death. I did what I needed to do.
Anthony, he says as he exhales the smoke of his pipe and turns to look at you. It's not about you regretting what you do. It's about a father coming to terms that his child died and came back. It's about so many things happening without me knowing. I know I'm old and I can't be there for you all as I wish I could.
You've been there more than I can say. You've helped us through our weird rise to what we are now.
I needed to be there, keep you all in check, not let the money and status go to your head.
Status went to my head. Money's just money.
He looks you over in your new form, your new face, and gives a sigh. In whatever form you take, you are my son.
When your patron decides to whisk you away, you'll be my father, even if you are off with some crazy wannabe god.
Don't speak ill of the gods. But I am happy for you.
Thank you.
I don't say much, but now that you have your own daughter, it seems you'll be traveling with her. I think you'll understand my feelings more.
Yes, technically I have 3 daughters and a son.
Oh, okay. He just takes another smoke of his pipe.
Vanor has a daughter. And I have Freya, and I also have Khrushchev. They are my daughters. And soon. Khrushchev can't spew fire, but that's fine.
I'm used to your little creation, son. It's more of the fleshy kids that kind of take me for a spin.
You like them. Good to know your granddaughters. As I kiss the side of his head.
Well, if Anno ever brings her over,
Right?
what do I have to die for him to bring her over?
That's what I had to do.
Okay. I'll go speak with that. I'll go speak with him. I am proud of you, Anthony.
Oh, don't be. I plan to fuck it up in the next hour or so.
In this moment, I am.
Alright. I can live with that.
You are, in the end, my son. You'd be surprised at what your old man got up to in his youth.
It wouldn't surprise me. You raised an anarchist, a half-crazed courtier, and Tessa.
Yeah. Out of the 3, she's the most stable one.
That's not saying a whole lot between the 3 of us.
Yep.
Just laugh. I got you some tobacco for your pipe. I think you'll like it.
Good. It's a good son right there. He'll take it.
It's tobacco from the Twilight Court.
He smells it and does a little puts it in his jacket pocket. Now he stands up, cane in hand. Let me go meet my granddaughter, and more words than one.
I'll just help him in.
As you're helping him in, Anthony, what's your passive perception?
21.
21. As you're helping him in, you hear a faint herding call coming from out in the field. And it's strange, late at night, you don't hear this often. It's mostly at the end of the workday for the shepherds as they're calling back in their cattle and sheep.
Just pause and let him go in and go back to the field. I'll do a call back. Maybe it's the lost shepherd.
Mm-hmm. As you call back, Fibble, you hear this call back. What does she do?
Does she recognize this call?
It's slightly different, but you do. And Anthony, this original call seems familiar to you in some way. You can't pinpoint it, but you know it. What does Fib do as she hears him call back?
There's a young woman walking through the fields. She's got curly red hair, green eyes, fair skin, and freckles. She's wearing a traditional loomberry dress with a patterned apron, tassels around the waist, and a thick blue woolen shawl. And it's fastened with a little clockwork pin. And you can see the gears turning and hear a faint ticking coming from it. And she kind of clasps her hands in front of that pin. She's holding a shepherd's crook. And she looks hopefully towards that call. And she will call again.
Anthony, make me I guess it would be history. You could use intelligence or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
And he has no wisdom. 13.
13. You recognize it from your childhood, from your time growing up, and you figure it must be one of the shepherds you grew up with. You see a silhouette out in the dark fields, too far to tell any details, but you do see the silhouette of a person with a shepherd's crook, and Fib with you. As you keep making these herding calls, you do hear not the ram you were looking for, but a familiar ram from your childhood as well, from Anthony's childhood, and you see an escaped thorny boy.
Oh no.
Yeah. Much older than what you remember, but still it's their little trickstery self.
She smiles and kneels to like rub his face. And she kind of like chirrups at him, like,
yeah.
She kind of like rubs his face for a little bit and kind of like grabs his horns playfully. And then
very happy.
She realizes like what Thorny Boy here means. And she will kind of get up and start walking towards where she heard that other call. And as she walking, like she slowly increases her pace until she's actually at a full-on sprint. And she just runs through the fog towards where she heard that call.
Anthony, you see this another figure join this one, a sheep, a ram, and Then you see the figure coming closer to you, going on a full sprint. Not in a aggressive way, more of a hopeful kind of sprint.
Desperate, maybe.
Desperate, maybe. I didn't say it.
As I see this, I'll just kind of tap my shoulder, and soon kind of lights up his gym and scuttles towards this figure, lit up so that this person can find their way through the
the
fields.
fog.
Yeah.
You do look like your drow self. Do you want to stay that way?
No, if it's somebody I think I know, I'll turn back into my human self.
You turn back into your human self. Fib, you see this bright light almost, not almost, but shining to you like a beacon, directing you where to go. And Thorny Boy is just running his little old legs next to you. Anthony, eventually you see the familiar red, curly hair, pale skin, freckled face of your childhood friend Fib.
And she doesn't look a day older than when you left her.
And Fib, you see Anthony Silverhorn,
who looks much older than when he left her.
Who looks much older than when he left. White hair, white beard, wrinkles on his face.
There's just a moment where she stops and looks up at him, and she's still panting from running. And they just look at each other.
Yeah, before Soom just kind of pops out of the grass and lands on top of Thorny Boy and gives a loud beep.
Yeah. Thorny Boy starts just playing annoyingly with Soon.
She kind of laughs nervously, and she's like, "Oh, who is this?"
That's Soon. Fib.
Anthony.
Make my way towards her and just kind of grasp her by the arms. What are you doing out in the fields?
Oh, well, I was just coming home. I had a feeling something terrible happened to you.
Well, that's not inaccurate, but yes, come inside. The family's here. She just plucks Soon off of Thorny Boy. This is Soon. He's not quite clockwork, but it's hard to explain.
You've really come far since you were, making these things. And she kind of taps the little clockwork pin that she's got pinning her shawl together.
I remember making those.
Oh, she's trying to unpin it, and she's fumbling with it. She's like, did you want this back? I remembered that you had left it behind, and I came after you, but I never found you, and
I'll just stop her and clasp her hands. Keep it.
She just gives you the biggest eyes, and she's like, okay.
As you're talking, you hear heavy footsteps from behind, and you see a large figure coming up. Fib, would you like to describe Dot?
Oh, Dot's not that big.
A larger figure than probably Thorny Boy. But.
Yeah. Dot comes along. She's probably about waist high, twice as big as a normal goat, I'd say. Bigger and tougher and meaner looking than you last saw her. Dot comes out of the mist and just kind of snorts, and you can feel the wind moving through this enormous creature's lungs. And she's got big old horns, and she's just woolly and hairy, and there's dirt and mud kind of caked in the hair as well. And she's like, "Oh, Dot, there you are." And she runs up to her and kind of rubs her rubs her nose and grabs
I
her
don't know
ears.
what noises sheep make other than ba, so sheep noises. It's like that huff of like the nose, and they like kind of like and they kind of move their head against your palm as you are petting them.
That can't be Doth. The same sheep we rescued off the hill.
Well, we've both changed a lot.
I'd say.
She takes care of me.
Well, I wouldn't want to mess with anybody that has a goat that looks like she could murder me with a stare. Rub Dot's face.
Dot probably just like nuzzles into
Yeah.
you. Like sniffs first and then recognize you and then
It's a hard thump.
Yeah.
Like your hand kind of comes back.
Today's been a wonderful day of surprises. Come in. We have dinner. There's food. I'm sure you're hungry. Dot can stay here with Thorny Boy. The stables should still be intact. I hope.
oh, you know what? Dot probably still has like she's probably upgraded to like a cowbell now. So you can hear her moving through the fog.
It's like a deep cowbell. It's not even like a tinkling cowbell.
Yeah.
As you walk in with Fib at your side, right before that, Lucy and Raleigh, you see Anthony Silverhorn Sr. come in with his cane. And he sits at the head of the table again, and he looks to you, Lucy, and with a kind of like a gruff, if I remember correctly, last time I heard you were a warlock.
I am.
It's good to have another warlock in the family.
She'll just nod.
And last time Anthony had mentioned that he himself, his father was a warlock, but he kind of gives you a grunt and a nod and that old man smile. Very good to have you in the family.
Well, I don't think my patron's very much liked around here, so I don't know if you'll feel that way in a while.
Who's your patron?
The Lady of Twilight.
You'll know about this family that we don't, other than Anthony, we're not a military family. We don't hold grudges against the other side. If you have picked her as your patron and Anthony has picked you as his daughter and you as as your father, I trust then your decisions and his.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I would have picked anyone who was going to give me magic without me having to study for it, so. Luckily, it turns out I like her.
Good. I've heard a few awful tales about warlocks who don't like their patron. You got lucky. And he gives his smile and turns back to his food. He's not much of a talker, but those few words to him were a lot. And as everything settles, everyone's sitting around the table. There's an empty chair for you, Anthony, besides Fanor, and you see Anthony come back in with a woman at his side.
When Lucy hears the footsteps of a second person coming in with Anthony, she'll shift back. Because that's a stranger.
It's a stranger.
Stranger danger.
Rollin Fanor has sat you next on his other side and just kind of explained to you who everyone is and introducing you. And
Lucy shifted into her Liliana form.
yes.
Yeah, it'll be Liliana. I just don't have art, so we just have generic human Lucy.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, she'll be a wood elf. You see a dark-haired wood elf seated at the table.
So, Master Feanor, you're telling me that's the Mickelson Silverhorn, the one that wrote the book.
That's right.
Oh, you know about him Actually, Mickelson, I have a copy of your book. Can you sign it for me later?
Yeah, of course.
Actually, I'm gonna go get it now.
Okay.
Lucy goes and gets it now.
Yeah.
So it can be signed in front of Anthony,
Yeah.
just to annoy him.
You get it. It's not that much of a walk. And
Titus
as
would
you're,
have given you his copy.
yeah. As Anthony, as you're walking with Fib, you see Mickelson signing a book for Lucy, and he looks to Rollins like, "Yeah, I wrote that when I was young. I could probably update it. I should probably come up
Oh,
with a
you
second
definitely
copy."
should. And this one is for my friend Titus. I'll be leaving it here for him to pick up when he comes through town.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you could write something
Yeah.
slightly snarky about how I'm better than he is, that would be wonderful.
I can do that.
I was a big fan with the section about the chemicals.
Oh yeah, that's so long. You know, I did go through it recently because someone and he eyes Fiona brought it up to me, and I think you'll like some additions I think I could add to that section. We'll talk later. He looks to Alan and Lucy and signs the book. Put something snarky. I will send you a message about what he put for Titus.
Please do.
There's
But
a
as you're
long sigh from Anthony as he sees this.
Mhm.
What?
Practice safety first if you're going to use those things in his books.
Always. I only blew up one room. I've been very good since.
I never hold the beaker too close to my face. That's actually improper lab etiquette.
Yep.
Amazing.
We're prepared.
Yep.
I'm good at my job.
He's very good at his job. Fib, as you come in, you see the familiar family of Anthony. I'll give you pictures later on, but you see his sister Tessa, a blonde woman with blue eyes, very nicely dressed, with her husband, who is a taller, very elegant looking gentleman, black beard, black hair, and tan skin, and their children. You see Mickelson, similar facial features to Anthony, and gray hair and beard. Seems his hair grayed out a little early. He doesn't mind it, and his wife, Risa, with curly hair and tan skin, and his parents, and they're all looking much older than what you remember. Um, and they have kids you've never met, sitting around the table. And there's also an elven man who you do not know, a wood elf woman who you do not know, and a half elf man you do not know.
She kind of Fib's a bit of a wallflower, so she kind of stalls having to meet people by walking over to like the coat rack and like fumbling again with her pin and taking off her shawl. And underneath, she's wearing a battered breastplate from the army that Antony was in. And she takes about a minute to undo the straps and take that off and kind of like look for a place to put it and then just kind of place it underneath the coat rack and then throw her shawl back on.
Mm-hmm.
You all remember Fib? She was
Yes.
wandering around in the fields. Lucy,
She like
Rollin.
hangs the shepherd's crook up on the coat rack as well, and then just leaves it there. She turns around and waves.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
You hear Tessa speaking. Fib, it's been some time. I thought you had left.
Hi, Tess. Yeah, I had, but I'd heard some news about Antony, and I wanted to come home and see if he was doing okay.
Yes. Is Fib a Fib is human? Yes.
Fib is human, yes.
So she kind of looks. She doesn't mention anything, but she looks at your appearance. How you, in fact, do not look a day older than the day you left.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you left?
She was probably like, like Antony was like 20 when he went to war.
About 2022.
20 or 22. So I'm gonna say like 19 or 20, like somewhere around there. A little bit younger, but not that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll say 20. And she looks to you with a look over. And there seems to be a consensus among the people that they're not gonna mention it.
I would like to roll insight.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the table.
I'd like to remain dumb.
17.
Roll to remain dumb, Rollin. No, I'm kidding.
Remaining dumb is a free action.
That's a natural 20.
You stay just completely oblivious. You're like, this is really good turkey or chicken or whatever it is you're having.
It's just staring at you as you eat.
Lucy, with your 17, you know that there's a look between the siblings and even them and their parents. It's quick, but you catch it. And you know that something's up and they're not mentioning it. But you don't know what. But you are aware that it has to do with this woman that came in.
Fibble, are you staying for dinner?
If that's all right. She kind of looks to Antony.
Of course.
Right, I'll get another chair from the kitchen. Tess, would you please grab a place setting from the kitchen?
Of course. It's good to have you back, Fib. And she kind of gives you a very sweet hug.
She like softens a little bit at this, like, oh yeah, good. These are still my old friends.
Yeah, they're not treating you any differently. Then she gives you a very sweet smile before going to the kitchen with Lucy.
As soon as they're in the door and like the door has closed, who is that?
That's our childhood friend, Fibble.
And is that why everyone's looking at each other like the cat who swallowed the canary? Anthony's not going to notice, but...
She doesn't look a day older than the day she left. That was... How long ago did you leave for the war, Anthony?
Like 20 years.
20 years ago?
20 years, yeah.
That was about 15, 20 years ago.
Is she a shape changer?
No.
Magic
Very
user?
much human. Possibly.
Is she wearing a hat? Did she come in wearing a hat? Is she currently wearing a hat?
Yeah, sure. She probably hung it up on the hook as well.
Yeah.
It's like a wide brimmed, like shepherdess hat.
She might be using a hat of disguised self, but
She took
it off.
it could be being. She could have picked up magic on her way out there. It's not with magic. It's not that strange. It's just something I noticed. If Anthony can make himself look like his human self, she can make herself look younger if she wishes.
All right.
Don't worry too much about it, dear. She's a sweet girl.
Lucy will just nod and grab the chair and go back out.
She'll grab the place setting as as you walk out. While you're having this conversation, you see the elbow man looking, Fanor, looking at you, Anthony, with a smile. Happy to meet someone from your past.
Yes, Bibble, this is Fanor. This is Bibble. Him and I grew up together. We shepherded out in the mountains together before we got Marcus in. Um, we don't we have a lot of good history together.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet an old friend of Anthony. Why don't I'll set you up a plate. See what you would like. Do you want any food or?
Oh, I mean, if it's no trouble.
Of course not, dear. Come on. I would say at this, Lucy and Tessa are coming back in with an extra chair, and they sit you next to Anthony. So it's Rollin and Feanor, Anthony, you.
Lucy comes
And
back. So I'm assuming you've been introduced to everyone else. Sets chair down. I'm Lucy, Anthony's daughter.
Oh, hi. She just kind of like reaches out and shakes hands with you.
She'll gesture to the chair for you and then go sit in her own.
She'll sit down, but like she's clearly trying to figure out how this works.
Well, this has been unexpected and full of surprises today, and good surprises. Lots of good surprises. This magic is getting itchy on my skin as I dispel disguise self and the drow reappears. Oh,
you might want to
Fib.
update your friend on everything we've talked about, dear.
Yes, of course. Sorry. I've explained it so much I forget who I've explained it to. Something did terrible happen to me. I did die. I came back with reincarnation, and this is me now. Still Anthony, just different body and pointy ears.
Yeah. Oh.
At the mention of that, you do see Feanor, the other man, kind of have a look in his eye as he squeezes Anthony's shoulder.
Fib is dealing with a lot of emotions right now. I think she just starts to flush a little bit, and she just stares down at her plate and tries not to stare at Anthony.
Lucy will take a bottle of wine off the table and just pour her some, and then just put the glass right in front of her.
She continues to stare, but she does reach out and hold the glass.
Well, this is interesting. Anywho, food. I'm sure Jenny made amazing food tonight. Right.
I must say, this fowl is very good.
And Jenny is there at the table with you guys. She's the type of... It's basically someone the family knows, so she sits with you.
Jenny's family.
It's Jenny's family, yeah. Thank you so much, dear. Did you try the potatoes? I seasoned them perfectly, and there's a bit of greens to go with that. The asparagus I wrapped in bacon.
If Jenny looks at his plate, it is piled.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one. She pats his shoulder.
Jenny, would it be possible?
Mother?
Jenny is the caretaker of Anthony's home.
Gotcha.
Jenny, would it be possible for me to take this potato recipe back to court with me?
Oh yes, definitely. I'll wait till after dinner, but I'll write it down for you. I don't usually write down my recipes. It's just kind of in there, you know.
Thank you. I'm not allowed into the kitchen, but I think they'll make it for me if I ask. I accidentally set a trash can on fire.
Oh dear. No, let's work on that, okay?
It's more common than you think.
Mm-hmm.
I've set my lab on fire a couple of times.
Oh.
To be fair, I did mix up the phosphorus to...
Vanner says that we've learned to label the liquids and bottles in the lab.
Is Jack at the table with us?
Yeah, he's just like...
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Rollin. How you
Lucy
doing?
uses message to send Jack a private message. Don't let him anywhere near your workshop.
I am... Trust me, I'm aware. He's good. It's just a little clumsy. sometimes. Yeah. So, is there any other conversation we'll have to have at dinner?
Just the generic, like, getting to know my family conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that we need
Yeah.
to
Yeah. They get to know. Make a perception check, Fib.
Okay. I'm supposed to be good at those. 11.
Yep. Okay. You don't notice the wedding ring on Anthony's finger.
She's going to be playing a lot of catch up. She's going to. I think she'll focus on Tessa. Who is her husband? Do I know him? Was he an old flame?
His husband. He was not. You would not have known him.
Right.
They met during the war. And were knew each other for about 15 years. So probably when you both went off to war, it was about 20 years ago, and 5 years into that, Fanor and Anthony met. They were friends for about 15 years, and just in the last few months confessed to each other and got married.
Lovely. No, I was talking about Tessa's.
Tessa's. Yeah,
yes.
would know. You would know Matthew. Matthew left for the war with Anthony as well. He would have been in your childhood group friend. He was always very kind, very enigmatic. But yes, you would know him.
She also gets to work meeting Tessa's kids.
Yeah, she will introduce Fiona as a 16-year-old girl, tan skin, freckles, curly hair, and Jack, who is he's 21, 22, sitting next to Lucy, tan skin, curly hair as well, not as curly as Fiona's, and they smile at you and get to know you. And they're both very lovely. Fiona's in that teenager stage, just like, oh, I guess whatever, angsty teen. And while Jack is a little quiet, he's very kind, very very sweet.
For the most part, Fib is pretty quiet and she lets other people do the talking, but every now and then she'll open up and tell a story from like the old days, like that one time when Thorny Boy like bumped Anthony off of a cliff. And she thought that he was dead for sure, but then she went around and realized that it was only just like a much shorter cliff than she thought.
He got caught on some like roots, and he's like hanging there by his lapel. Not lapels, by like the lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
And then she
suspenders
had to, like,
caught on a branch.
To like hook him with her shepherd's crook and then like, try and pull him back up, but she didn't think that she could do it. And then Thorny Boy helped her and like, it's like he got him into this mess. So it only made sense to get him out.
Yeah. As you tell stories, you see the family laughing and having a good time. There are some stories where Tessa or Matthew or Mickelson will fill in. The rest is like, oh yeah, I remember. And then like this. And it's a nice family dinner with new friends, new people to get to know, and new information as to what has happened to your dear friend Anthony. And with that, we're going to go to break. We'll come back with maybe a little bit of shopping. Thank you everyone so much for sticking with us so far. Hope to see you after the next 5 minutes. Go to the bathroom, go get a drink, go grab a friend, go stretch your legs. We'll be back. See you then.
Bye. Hey, everybody,
Hi.
welcome back.
Oh my god.
RJ has gone invisible. He will be regaining visibility shortly.
When he attacks or casts a spell.
Mhm.
Hi everyone, welcome back. We will go back to where we were. It is a very pleasant evening, and while there were some bombs that were dropped of information, everybody seems to be having fun. It's even per the last family dinner you had, Anthony. This one seems much more relaxed, much more open and honest and happy than the last one. It's something that you haven't had in a while. You have your birth family, you have your adopted daughter, your husband, childhood friends, new additions like Rollin, Jack, and it just feels very nice. Your your precious little robot babies who are just playing around the kids' feet. Suna's probably chasing Freya. Um,
It just warms
but-
Player Me's heart that the last time there was a family dinner and it didn't go so well, Anthony was like, I want all of these people here. And we finally came back to that and did it. Sorry.
Mhm.
Makes me happy.
No,
Carry
no,
on.
don't be apologize. As the night wraps up, your family starts leaving, giving you all warm smiles, hugs, shoulder squeezes. Um, and they start filtering out one by one. There are enough rooms if Lucy you wish to stay here, either with Jack or by yourself. Rollin has his own room, and Fib can stay here as well if you wish. Jenny's helping clean up and wrap up. Fanner's helping her.
Lucy would probably instruct Jack and Shadow to visibly leave the house and head back to his parents' house at this point.
They do.
Fib will
Uh,
also help
mhm.
clean up. And I think that as like it gets later and later and it becomes more and more like clear that guests should be leaving, she starts to kind of get uncomfortable and like not know how to ask if she can stay.
Fib, do you want to stay the night with us? I hope it's okay that I call you Fib. I just decided that I like it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Everyone calls me Fib.
Good.
Liliana, right?
Lucy. Liliana left with Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nice to meet you, Lucy. Yes, if it's okay with you guys.
You hear Fanner. It's fine. There's an extra room, dear, for you. It's I think it's at the bottom floor.
My dad's won't
Top
care.
floor. Anthony's room is on the bottom. He puts the guests upstairs.
There's an extra room upstairs for you, dear.
Don't remember the last time I slept in an actual bed.
I mean, if you prefer the barn, I would understand.
The barn's on fire. Was on fire. It's gone. The barn does not exist.
The barn is still there. Your workshop caught fire.
The barn was next to the workshop.
I guess I'll sleep in a bed then.
I'll show you the way. She'll make sure Fib is comfortable and set up for the night.
You'll sit up for the night. Jack does leave with Shadow as Liliana now. But he does give you a kiss before he leaves, Lucy. And heads out. Feanor still finishes helping up with cleaning up, helping Jenny. And everyone settles down. Fanner stays with you, Anthony. And unless there's anything you would all like to do for the night, any conversations?
Before going to sleep, Fib gets out 3 ivory goats that are kind of stacked on top of each other, and she puts them down and then like click, bop, and then lines them up, and then she just kind of taps them each on the forehead and tells them each good night.
Aww. I love her.
If she does have trouble sleeping indoors, I will say Lucy will offer her a device and show it to her. It projects the night sky that is currently overhead in the room.
Huh. Yeah, she'll accept that.
Yeah, she'll set it up for her. And
Okay. So she understands Lucy is not Antony's daughter, but as his friend.
no, Lucy introduced herself as her daughter.
As her daughter.
As his daughter, yeah. She would have been
Gotcha,
she
okay.
would have been in her I call it the Loomberry face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about Liliana. That would have been someone else
Okay.
pretending to be. So, yeah. You
Sounds
know her
good.
as Lucy, a wood elf who is Anthony's daughter.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Rollin, you have set up for the night. We gave you a room. And we will go to bed there, and we go to the next morning. Lucy, you said you'd be up early?
Yeah, she's gonna go wake everyone up.
Okay. How do you wake people up?
With the others, it'll be a gentle knock on the door, telling them that she's taking everyone out for breakfast. With Anthony and Fanor, she is just going to bang on the door and shove her head in there. Get up, we're going for breakfast. Both of you.
Better leave if you don't want to see your father's naked.
I've already seen him naked when you brought him back. I don't particularly care. I assume you look just as nice. I also don't particularly care.
I do look just as nice.
Out, says Apellos, throw it out the door.
You have 5 minutes.
So there are gentle knocks at your doors, Rollin and Fib.
Fib would have been up with the sun.
Mm-hmm. So I would say she probably is ready to go when Lucy knocks then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rollin?
Just hears a groan from inside the room as confirmation.
It takes a few minutes. I'd say there's breakfast set up for all of you. Like a light breakfast, like coffee or tea if you wish, and maybe a few snacks. Nothing too sugary, no cookies right now, but maybe muffins of sorts. As Jenny sets that up, and as Lucy and Fib come down, you see Anthony and Fanor come out of Anthony's room, and Rollin. Alright, do you take long to come out?
No.
Okay.
He's down. He's like kind of
Yeah.
smoothing out his hair.
Smooth out your hair. Fanor drinks coffee and grabs a muffin, and looks to you, Anthony's like, as much as I would like to stay, I have to go and actually do my job.
Do you have to? We're going for
I
ice cream for
do.
breakfast. I've been there every single morning.
Keep an eye on that, Anthony.
What?
I do, dear. But how about next time you come back, I'll take you to an ice cream place over there for breakfast.
Perfect. She will give several things to Fanor. She gives him like a bundle of things and asks them to put them in her room if her room's ready yet, and if not, just give them to the Lady Twilight and she can store them with her other things.
I can definitely do that for you, dear. And he does that dad hug where he hugs you and gives you a kiss on the head.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to you, Rollin, and says, "Remember your job. Take care of them. Make sure they don't die."
Oh, I will. Would you want me to message you every now and again, or would you just want a full report at the end of the month?
Both. Full report here, and he'll give you an earring. Sending earring to me directly. Anything happens, you let me know.
All right. And he'll be doing his daily checkups, or would it be a weekly thing?
A weekly thing. Unless it's anything urgent, he doesn't expect a daily checkup, but weekly.
All right. I'll get some paperwork ready for you then.
Thank you, my boy. And he gives you a good pat on the shoulder. You'll do great things. I know it. It's
Here's
good for you
hoping.
to get the field experience too. I want you to have that. Can't be a field medic without field experience.
Got that right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Safe travels.
Same to you. And he'll turn to you, Fib, and give you a warm smile. It was very lovely to meet you, Fib.
It was nice to meet you too.
He'll give you a handshake. If you need anything, you tell Anthony, and I'll make sure to help however I can. I'm a healer, I'm a cleric, so if you need anything, you let me know.
She nods.
And he'll squeeze your hand and look to you, Anthony. I'll see you soon then, dear. Yes.
Yes, of course. Please be safe.
I feel like I should be telling you that. Out of the two of us, only one has died, and it wasn't me.
Yes, but I'm also the one who didn't suffer a lab explosion.
I'm alive.
So am I, technically.
You know, again, still out of the two of us, you have suffered much more lab explosions than I have, so.
Semantics. Anyways.
He looks at you, Lucy, with a look.
Thank you for the added eyes.
Mm-hmm. He'll give you a kiss, Anthony, and just head towards the back of the house to start his teleportation to not mess up the inside. He'll say goodbye to Jenny first, and he'll be gone. And now the group of you are left. What would you like to do?
Right. So we're heading north. We need to do some shopping today. We don't have a tent. Looks at Anthony.
Oh, yes. Tent. Fib, would you like to accompany us? We are going on a grand adventure, I'm sure. If you would rather stay, if you...
Oh, No, actually, I'd really like to.
Are you familiar with the Northern Wastes?
Is she? I don't know.
You know of it. You've never been in it, since it is mostly waste and jungle and desert.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Well, that's where we're going.
All right. It could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Lucy has a very pleasant smile on her face.
It could be a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
I should get everyone set up with some immunization shots, if that's okay with everyone.
What's that?
It's when you make sure that everyone in the flock has been exposed to a disease so that they know how to fight it off.
It's a very small amount of the disease. It's just enough so that the body recognizes it and the symptoms, and it'll learn how to fight it off.
We usually do it with livestock, but you've figured out how to do it for people too?
For the most part, yes.
You want to treat me like cattle?
No, I want to make sure that you can't contract any diseases when we're in the Northern Waste.
It's not that we want to take care of you and protect you.
Well, I'm not treating you like cattle. I'm treating you like a person who is under my ward, that I don't want to see sick.
Lucy's just gonna misty step to the other side of the room behind Anthony. Thanks, I'm good.
She's needles. Okay.
I like to think that I treat livestock better than people.
That's concerning.
Fib's gonna walk over to her armor and start donning it, which is gonna be a 5-minute process.
That'll help. Bring that down to 2.5.
Yeah, you can help.
Anthony will watch this for a moment and say, well, I can't use it. Then he goes over to Fib and says, if you want, Fib, I could improve your armor.
How?
I picked up a few tricks. He'll help Rylan fix the armor up and kind of adhere the infusion, the defense +1, so you gain a +1 to your armor.
Does that work on already magical armor?
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, as you examine this armor, you find that it has already been enchanted. You also find that it's very beat up. There's actually like one place in the back where like it's very clear that there was a hole punched right through it, and it's been beaten back into place and kind of mended.
Huh. Well, I have to redact my statement. I can't place it on magical things, I'm afraid.
Well, even after all these years, there's still a few more things that you could learn.
This is true. Where did you get this? It needs... needs some shaping up. New metal. I mean, it's impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's seen
Well,
better days.
When I made Groundfall in No Man's Land, I figured I could use a little bit more protection. I found it on someone who was already dead.
I see. I think we have a lot to catch up, you and I.
She just kind of gives you a sad smile.
Anyways, Lucy promised us ice cream for dinner.
Breakfast.
Food.
Food.
Lucy
It's
just
little-
Two little mechanical beings right in front of you.
It's a little sweet for the morning, but considering age isn't a factor in your current form, go nuts, I guess.
Lucy narrows her eyes at him and just keep what form I am. To yourself,
Not
please.
You, Anthony, to Anthony.
Oh, okay. Then I retract that statement.
I would like to exclude myself from the.
I would like to excuse myself from this narrative.
Yeah. As you all make your way to town, Lucy seems to be heading the charge, if I'm correct. So
She
you know
will-
where it is.
She will be like, it is the Lucy version of herding. She is skipping ahead, turning around, coming back, and dragging people along if she doesn't think they're going fast enough.
Yeah.
She is very excited that she gets to take them out for
Australian
ice cream.
cattle dog style.
Yeah.
Looks at the Australian cattle dog mix next to me. Yes.
And you wind up in this in the market area. It is a round space of if you've ever been to like a farmer's market, it is a area that is where there's stalls right next to each other. There's spaces that you kind of rent out, and buildings with different stores in them. So as you come around, you see one shop that seems permanent. It is I think I said it wasn't wooden, it was a more modern stone building with little wooden sign that it doesn't say anything, it just has an ice cream cone on it. And you are free to walk in. It is much colder on the inside. So hopefully you brought a jacket. But you see not many people there since it is the morning. But a few people there because they do serve like coffee, like really nice coffee and hot chocolate as well. And you see one person behind. It is I would say, let's see, a dwarven woman with really thick sideburns and braided red hair, braided back. She is wearing a thick shirt, gloves, and she looks up with a smile as she sees you, Lucy, come in. Her name is Flora. You would know her since she is mostly the morning shift.
I would know her, but she doesn't know this face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. You're not in that face. But you would know her. And
Does-
she looks up to everyone with a smile.
Does Jack drag Shadow into the ice cream shop in the morning?
Not in the morning.
Because
Uh,
that's what Liliana did every morning.
yeah, he would have figured that Lucy herself would have been there in the morning. So it's like let's space it out a little bit. Maybe not too early in the morning, but
I can't wait for the RP with Shadow later.
oh god,
They're going through hell. Good morning.
Yes, hi. How can I help you? Welcome to the Frozen Code, everyone.
We are passing through town this morning, but I overheard that you have the best ice cream around, so my friends and I wanted to try it. You don't happen
That
to
is
have
very true.
you don't happen to have peanut butter chocolate, do you?
I do. I also have many flavors if you guys would like to try them. Basically, it would be like a Baskin Robbins where they have their signature 31 flavors, but much better than Baskin Robbins. But yeah, if you would all like to try some, we can set you up with a few taste tests. Anything specific that you'll like? I could recommend something.
Lucy will get her first favorite item, which is her peanut butter chocolate ice cream, and let the others try.
Do you get it in like that warm, just made cone?
Actually, she will get it just in a cup, but she'll get
Okay.
like you know how like some shops do like the slice cone on the side.
Yeah,
Like, she'll
or
get
a
one of
waffle
those.
cup.
Yeah, she'll
Like
get.
yeah.
Yeah, she'll get something on the side that like has
Yeah.
waffle cone on
It
it.
has a little little waffle cookie thing on it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else that what you guys would like? We also have coffee and hot chocolate for the morning.
I'll take a hot chocolate.
Of course. Would you like it with cinnamon or any spices or with a little bit of, adult alcoholic? We do some with a little bit of rum, but I feel like it's kind of early, but I don't judge.
It's a little early. Just a whipped cream, please.
Just the whipped cream. Oh, you got it. Anything for the two of you? And she'll look to Anthony and Fib. You guys would have known this place.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a traditional loomberry ice cream flavor?
It's lumberry.
It's Loomberry. It's Loomberry ice cream. Yeah, I'm gonna say Loomberry is an actual berry now.
It's a mixed
named
berry.
Yeah, named after the berry that grows right near the mountains here. It's a deep purple berry, not unlike a blueberry, but instead of a blue color, it is purple all the way through and darker in there. So you have this nice purple ice cream with chunks of the berry in it.
Fib will get the loomberry swirl.
Mm-hmm.
She'll get it in a cone, but then she'll
Mhm.
ask for a bowl and then like dump it upside down and pull the cone off and then feed that to Dot.
Yeah. You do see that there is a large ram, goat, sheep thing following you guys. And you? Are you in your draft form or human?
Yeah, he has to change back because it takes spell slots that he doesn't want to expend.
That's fair.
He kind of goes, "Can I have a strawberry with a flake in it?"
Yes, I can definitely do that. She'll do that. Cone, cup, anything?
He thinks for a moment, "Can I have a cone?"
Yes, you can. And she'll just make all your orders for you. And hand them out to you all, and you get a really nice. It would be kind of like a to go cup for them, Rollin, and it's a very nice warm cup with darker, slightly thicker. Like they use like really nice creamy milk for it. With whipped cream, it has a little chocolate shavings on top and a little almost like waffle stick on it and like tiny marshmallows. Here you go.
Got some loomberry lore for you guys.
Yeah.
The loomberry that loomberry is named after can be split into two different dyes. They figured out a chemical process to like pull the red out so that you can make blue and red dye out of this purple berry. And that's what her shawl is dyed with.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I would say the red is more of like a true, almost magenta red. That goes really nice with like this more like darker, a little indigo-ish. Maybe.
And that's why it's called a loomberries, because like they use it for dyes for things that you make on the loom.
Mm-hmm.
I like this world building. I accept this.
I accept this. Bring it on. But you have your ice creams in the morning. You have your peanut butter chocolate ice cream with your little waffle cookie, and you have your loomberry ice cream and your hot chocolate, and the day's yours to do with what you wish.
Other than a tent, what are we going to need? What's the weather like where we're going?
Oh, if we're cutting through the mountains, we'll need some winter gear, good boots. And then we can transition into warmer clothing, something seasonal, I assume. What I recall, deserts get pretty cold at night.
You're muted, RJ.
Thick wool blankets would work while we're in the desert, keep us warm.
All right.
Should also prep for sandstorms.
Goggles. canteens of water. I do have a bag of holding if we want to stock up on that.
I have a bag of holding as well.
Hmm.
I sent some of my clothes back, so I have more room now. Did you know that it is possible to max out the carry weight of a bag of holding?
I've done it before.
I have a lot of shoes.
What else would we need? We would need food and rations.
How long is the trip going to be?
That's an excellent question.
Should I send a message to Kat and see if she has a better idea of where we're going?
Probably be best to narrow it down.
All right. I'll do that while we walk and buy things.
And you can definitely walk in this little central courtyard where the shops are. And like I said, there are almost warehouse-like buildings that do have a bunch of stalls in them of different stores and sellers. And here you can, because Loonberry is a larger city, you can find almost anything.
Lucy,
So it just depends where you go.
yeah, Lucy will point out to them the jewelry making stall, and the perfumer, where she went shopping previously.
You would have known this, Fib and Anthony. There is a jeweler with already cut gems, and they can make your jewelry there for you, and a perfumer who you both know. She's been there for a long time. She is I would say, let's see, she is a dragonborn woman, and she has, if you pass by it, she has these big glass bottles full of different labeled scents, and then you see displayed also bottles where you can put them. We have different spritzers and like the little puff mechanisms, as well as little to-go perfume necklaces that you can have, as well as like those cream perfumes that you can put on if you wish.
Oh, Anthony, I got this for you.
What is it?
She'll hand him a little box.
Open it.
It's from the jeweler. She'll point out, I had it made for you. It's a braided leather. It's a white gold. It's white gold because she can't touch silver. It's white gold, and there's braided leather around it up until the top where it opens, and there are two white gold fox heads. But she got you a silver fox bracelet.
He gets a chuckle out of that, puts it on. Well, now everybody knows I am what I am.
Everyone already knew. You just didn't know.
It's a good reminder, I think. Speaking of it, turn to Rollin. Do you need diamonds or anything?
For the purposes of a revivify spell, don't think I could cost that just yet.
I can cover your cost.
Well, let me actually check my spell list.
I have one if you need one.
I have preventative measures from death, not actually reviving people. I haven't gotten there quite yet.
Oh, take
Fair
these.
enough.
Lucy's gonna hand him a
multi-class
small box of bandages. If I'm incapacitated and I've been hit with silver, please use these on me. I'm assuming that you're familiar with how Jack's bandages work.
Yeah, you would have been familiarized with the work that Jack did, and you would be familiar with Jack as he spends a lot of time in around the medic ward. He has created bandages that help cure silver poisoning.
All right. Yeah, I know how to use these. And he'll tuck it away in his healer kit.
But anything you need, there's a leather worker where you would find anything that you need, from books to aprons to places to carry potions. There is things for general supply, bookstore, tents, dressmakers, anything you need is there. Different types of magical stalls. If you need a magic item, you can search for them. So we can either go through this, or if I would like to spend time getting to know each other, to kind of do a little RP. However you wish to do this.
We can probably do both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty good for shopping, so yeah.
I am wholly unprepared.
That's how I feel every morning.
Same. Yeah, Lucy will take them to. I mean, we don't need to RP shopping for a tent and warm clothes.
Yeah, you can definitely get that. It won't come too much at a cost. Maybe like 2 or 3 gold for the tent if you want a 2-person tent. 1 gold for a 1-person tent. They're pretty sturdy. They're weatherproof. It's good if you need, especially from anything cold or wind or sand in your case, or rain. So you can get those.
How do you all feel about two people tent? I don't think we should be singled out.
That's fine. I think that's practical.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say about 6 gold for two people
Right.
tent.
I'll cover the cost. Yeah.
And clothes, I don't really care about money for clothes unless it's like something really out there, but you can get warm clothes and cold for warmer and colder weather as well. They kind of almost come in a pack.
Survival gear.
Survival gear.
Yeah.
Warm season, cold season. The warm season clothing is on sale because it is getting towards winter.
I would suggest that we switch out the ropes used in these tents with something with a bit more tensile strength. Sandstorms tend to kick up pretty, from what I heard, in the northern wastes. You don't want to get taken with the winds.
I have 2 movable rods. Would that help?
Oh yeah, that'll help a lot, actually.
Should we look for more?
Maybe we'll have some rope as backup in case, somebody steals one of our...
Someone decides to sneak into our camp just to click the immovable rods.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
just
can
click 'em.
try.
You're
Straight
right,
face,
Sue would
Lucy.
bite them. Some harder, just as backup, we'll have the rods as first defense sort of thing, then ropes as second as a fail-safe, and plus extra rope would be good if we need to go scaling down the side of a mountain, but I don't think we should, as we'll be following a path I hope I still remember. I'm old, leave me alone, as he wanders off.
Not by drow standards, you're actually fairly young.
He'll get confused if you start telling him that. Just let it go.
To be honest, I'm 80 myself.
Really? How?
Half-elf. We lived to
Oh.
about 200.
Lucy just kind of stares at him for a minute.
They've spent some time combing and washing Dot.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely like those little stations for like pets where you can like give them treats and like wash them or give them water and stuff.
Fib, I'm gonna go.
Pet-friendly city.
Everyone puts out like bowls of water for like people's
Yeah,
pets
yeah,
at
yeah.
their
It's a
stalls.
pet-friendly
Like it's just
city,
a
yeah.
it's a non-issue. I love it. Oh,
They have no issue with goats and rams or sheep coming in as pets. They know that it's fine.
Fib, is there anything you need for Dot?
Oh, well, usually Dot just grazes, but once we get to the desert, that's going to be harder.
Goggles.
Oh, I wonder if we
Probably a
could
good
have
idea.
goggles made just for Dot.
Be a good idea, I think.
I have an idea. Lucy's going to go to the leather worker. Excuse me.
Hi, yes.
My friend down that way, We're about to travel north into some potentially sandy areas. I was wondering, would it be possible for you to make us a custom pair of goggles for her woolly friend?
Yeah, actually, you don't need a custom pair. We already make them. There's a lot of people here who have goats and sheep and rams.
Excellent.
Sometimes you have to have like prescription because some of them are going old, and you kind of give them glasses that they can take off. It's kind of cute.
Oh, grim goggles.
Yeah.
Lucy will purchase a pair for everyone, I guess. Then.
Yeah. There's people goggles and goggles for Dot. It's, I would say, all in all about 20 gold for 4 goggles and a goat goggles. No, it's not goat. Sorry, it's their sheep. They're a ram.
She'll distribute those and then go over to
Yeah.
the magic item seller.
Yeah. You see a few sellers. They have smaller stalls. They kind of sell a variety of things. What are you looking for specifically?
Specifically, she'd like to see just what they have, and also just she's looking for a decanter of endless water.
Mm-hmm.
She read somewhere in an adventure book that sort of thing exists.
Yeah, we could do that.
Lucy's version of an adventure book is a trashy romance novel. You're welcome.
It's I think it's an uncommon magic item.
Yeah, it is. It is an uncommon. Yeah, I'm prepared and I have my discerning merchant's guide up. I know the price.
Control F. Type in that search.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Same.
But yeah, there are some. It is uncommon, so a few of the shops that sell regular magic items. It's nothing too fancy. Don't really have it, but they point you over to a pop-up stall next that has a gentleman. As you see, a large backpack next to him. He's a rather skinny gentleman, and with a hat over, like a woolen hat and a scarf, dressed for the slightly colder weather. And it's called it's a handmade sign that looks like it kind of folds up. Weevil's Wonders.
Lucy hits her sending earring and tells Anthony, "You need to come over here right now." Do you remember Clarissa from Clarissa's Curiosities?
There's a pause and you hear, "I do."
Her son's here.
No way. That's
Get out.
You hear a loud clank before 2 minutes later.
Draw
you arrive.
something. Yeah. You see the same skinny gentleman, tan skin, a hat and scarf. Seems like it's not that cold here at the moment for people that live here, but for people that aren't used to the cold weather, they kind of start bundling up already. And he seems to be setting up some things, and again, a large backpack with travel items on it at a little pop-up stall. You see Weevil's Wonders.
Excuse me. Are you
Yes,
Weevil?
hi. Yeah, from Weevil's Wonders.
We know your mother.
I'm so sorry.
That's fair. She's wonderful, though.
Oh,
you
yeah,
love
she
her.
is, but some people usually like, you know. But she's great.
Some of the other shopkeepers sent me over here. I was wondering if you have a decanter of endless water.
Decanter of endless water. I think so. Let me check. And you see, you don't. He doesn't have inventory in the little pop-up shop. You just see him going through these, like, it's comically large backpack, like a hiking backpack with a bedroll in it, and he opens it, and you see him kind of looking through it, and almost halfway in it, like his legs hanging out of it, and he gets out a really nice looking decanter, and he sets it up, kind of dusts it up. It's like, and you see water kind of splash by. He's like, oh, okay, nope. Okay. He sets it over. Here you go.
Excellent. How much?
300 gold.
She'll buy it.
Amazing. Most people bug up my prices, but I'll tell you, my prices are right on the dot.
It seems quite reasonable to me.
Would you all like to see what else I have? I have items for traveling, for just for whatever you need. I mean, if you've seen my mom's shop, I have similar things. I have your general wear, some common, uncommon, rare, very rare, of all rarities, really.
Ooh, you should see if he
Shelter.
has any weapons.
Weapons,
I do have some weapons. Are you looking for anything specific?
crossbow.
I do. Do you want like a regular crossbow or like something a little bit more magical? What are you looking for?
I thought you couldn't use a crossbow.
It's for you.
Thank you.
Something a little more magical and something that could provide shelter in a pinch.
Okay. I see that you are all of the interesting type. I hope so. I'll pull out a few items for you guys. And he'll start setting some things down. He has he pulls out a few crossbows. They're nothing too fancy. Just a regular one, a +1 and a +2. If you wish. And he pulls out a few things for y'all, a bag and let me look at my notes. A bag, some boots, a book, some rings, wands, and what looks to be a little house, but like a toy house, like a little cottage, and a belt and a few other things.
Pick the crossbow you want. What's up with the wand in this house thingy?
The wand is a wand of magic mist.
Lucy picks the +2 crossbow.
+2 crossbow, yeah. I'll get you. I don't have that in the. Here we go. Weapons, yeah. Longbow. Oh, these are all magical. I'll get you the price for that later.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can get that. And this little house right here. All right, you want to see? Come with me, and he'll take it. Kind of take you out back. There's a little entrance where he is at. And he will. Here, let me look up. He kind of goes to like it's like a little area that's empty. And he says, "Watch this, okay?" He puts the little house down. It looks like a little cottage. And he asks, "Step back, everyone. Step back, step back." And he says a word, and you see the house instantly grow. I'd like that.
Pretty neat.
How much?
It is. Let's see. What is?
I'm pretty sure, though, Lumberry zoning laws don't really...
Oh, no, don't tell anyone. He'll say the word again and it'll shrink back down.
Don't worry, I make the laws. It's fine.
Well, from what Master Feanor was telling me, that's not the case anymore.
Fine, my sister makes the laws now. I used to make the laws.
It has the same, let me check something. It is about...
Rollin, will this be good for water? Lucy will hand over the decanter of endless water.
That's perfect, actually. A limitless supply.
Mm-hmm.
He'll hand it back to her.
Viv, do you want this wand? As I pick up the wand of mist.
What does it do?
I don't know.
The house, it's a very rare item, so I would say it's It's a little expensive, but it's like about 2,000 gold.
He'll get the house and say, "Here, pay the value."
Ooh. Yes. He'll hand over the house. The word is underneath. Make sure you read it before, you store it anywhere. He'll take the bag.
Oh, the word isn't underneath. It's actually written underneath.
Yes, it's written underneath. I have the same issue. Don't worry about it.
Is it
We
safe
have
to
a
store in the
bag?
bag of holding?
Yes.
Good.
We have these boots of teleportation. You can they can teleport about 200 feet away. A wand of curing, bag of hold, ring of detect secrets.
A bag of hold?
Yes. Belt of magic and a book of spells.
Why did you hesitate when you said spells?
Why did your voice go up like that?
It's a book of spells.
What's wrong with it?
It's a book of misspells.
MISSED or MIST?
It just says misspells. MISSPELLS. Misspells.
Oh.
And I'm guessing these spells don't exactly work the way that people expect them to.
No. Oh, okay. Look, and
So
he'll
does that
kind of.
mean summon lesser demon turns into summon lesser lemon?
Yes. Okay. So. Okay. So, you know how you have ray of sickness. Well, here you have ray of sockness.
How
So you
exactly
can
does that work?
It transforms
something?
people into smelly socks.
Oh no.
Oh my.
You have the grease spell. Here you have the geese spell. Don't use it.
Does that transform people into geese?
No, it summons geese. It's really bad.
How much
Instead
is this
of-
book?
Oh dear.
Honestly, you can have it. You just take it off my hands. Nobody's buying it.
I'll take it and then give it to Ryden. Part of your gifts.
Well, if this is a book of magic mist spells, then what does the wand of magic mist do?
Well, it cast 9th level magic missile, but it always misses.
Oh.
Why on earth would anyone want that? The whole reason to use magic missile is because it always hits.
Listen, lady, I just find certain things.
Why would anyone make that?
I don't...
Are you interested in anything else?
So if I point it out to Lucy here and it misses, will it hit something else?
No, because it misses everything. It just kind of disappears into the ether.
So it hits something on the ethereal plane then.
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't think we should use that. Scary
don't
Joe's
think
coming
so
after
either.
us.
Yeah.
How
Would you like
about
a
I
bag of
give-
hold?
What does that do?
Here. And he takes a pen, puts it in, sticks his hand to kind of reach for it, and nothing out. And you hear a voice coming from the back. We're terribly sorry for the inconvenience. While we assist your claim, please continue to wait. Your magic item is incredibly important to us. Thank you for understanding.
Oh, hell no.
He'll lean over to Lucy. Are you sure that decanter of endless water isn't anything but water? It might be like a decanter of endless mud.
No, I promise you that is actually a true decanter of endless water.
Excellent. If it's not, I'll return it via your mother.
That's why, listen, I am telling you what these things are. I would not lie to you.
She'll just nod.
I have integrity of my name and my mother's name to uphold.
I'm gonna go arrange for some feed and rations.
Grease has turned into geese?
Yeah. It summons geese.
Would you like a wand of hearing? Would you like a ring of detect secrets? Belt of magic?
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay. Anything else for you lovely gentlemen spending a lot of money in my shop?
Dare I ask what the wand of cure ring is?
Takes a pound of dead flesh, turns it into leather.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
I assume when you mean flesh, it
Dead flesh.
right.
Zombies?
Nope, just things that have died. I have not tried it out on zombie, nor do I want to get that close to a zombie to try it out.
Does it work on vampires?
Why are you so concerned with vampires?
Dead. Then we could just turn them into leather.
And do you think we're going to be encountering a vampire sometime soon?
Who knows?
It's only a pound of dead
That's
flesh.
fine.
Lucy is going to take Anthony by the shoulders now that he has paid and just turn him away from the stall and start walking.
Are you sure you don't want anything else?
No, that's fine. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Fib has been slightly traumatized by this conversation.
so has Lucy.
Rollins just looking at the ground as he walks away.
You can thank TikTok for these items.
Amazing.
See, this is why I introduced you to TikTok.
What time of year is this?
It is
October.
October.
I have a calendar.
Oh, okay. I actually forgot what time of year it was in the real world, and I was all like, so it's the same time it is in the real world? Oh,
Close.
God. Okay. So, like, still, I mean, it's like mid-fall.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean that she would have shorn her goat fairly recently. So I think Fib is going to go somewhere and try and it's fairly recent. She's already carded the wool. I think she'll get out a drop spindle and start trying to spin it into yarn.
Right in the middle of the market?
Yeah.
Okay. You can do
Sometimes people like to watch.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't mean that in a weird way.
I didn't take it in a weird way until you said it like that. And you find a space where you can kind of nestle yourself between the stalls, and you start shortening or weaving the hairs, the fleece together, and some people do stop and watch, kind of like it's more travelers that like to see the process, as a lot of people here are aware of the process. It is what the city itself is known for. It's a lot of the woolen products, but you do see people stop and watch and kind of see you do your process. You can roll a performance check if you want.
Sure.
With advantage because you've done this before.
Hell yeah. I've actually I took proficiency in performance after we decided she does those herding calls.
Yeah.
11.
11. Yeah. It's a very it's not a high DC. It's a very
it's fair to middling.
Yeah.
It's not remarkable, but like,
No,
it's impressive to people who haven't seen it before.
Yeah, people who haven't seen it before, it's impressive. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh. That's easy. 73.
73. You have 73. You have gained 73 goals as people watch you do this.
Woohoo! Yeah, she definitely like set out a hat, because I think that this is literally what she does, is that she goes from town to town and she either like, performs like drop spindles, or she like or she's like selling the yarn that she's got, or like, whatever she has on hand at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so, and you see that there are kids that are kind of like mesmerized by the wheel. I'd like to think maybe it has like little, like the little, like sticks in the wheel have color on them, so it kind of looks like a rainbow as it spins.
Ooh, that's fun.
But yeah, you're free to do that. And anything else that any of you need for shopping, that people, NPCs that you like to talk to, or a shop that you want to go to?
How much will feed and rations for all of us be? Lucy will cover the cost.
I would say, how much are you buying?
How much do we think we're gonna need rations and feed wise?
Did we find out how long we were going to be gone?
Oh no, that's right. Sorry. One moment. Steps aside. Hi, Kat. We're going to be heading to the Northern Waste to try and see if we can locate that artifact. Do you have any further info on it for us? Like a precise location?
You send your message, and a minute passes, and then you hear a voice. Oh, hi, Lucy. Yeah, I have been doing a little research. And you hear kind of stop and giggle, and then go back out. Yeah, it's out in the sandy area, the desert. That's the word. There. That's not her own voice. Sorry. It's out in the desert. And if I'm not mistaken, let me look at my. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to answer a call at the moment. Let me look at my map. So if you go towards the, it has almost like three peaks at the top. If you look at it, the middle one, towards the end, there seemed to be a temple there. Um, Not sure of what. Probably nothing good. Could do a little bit more research into it. Um, so I'll mark that on the. On the. Can you see it marked on the?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
thank you.
and you're very welcome. Bye.
Bye. Well, Kat's obviously busy at the moment, but she did give us a more accurate location. And Lucille open the map and point to the area that's now marked. How long do you think it'll take us to get there, Anthony?
Let's prep. Worst case scenario, 2 months rations. It might be a smaller time, but coming back, if we have extra, so be it. We're prepared.
All right, I'll split it between Roland and I, since we both have bags of holding. Yeah, so she'll prepare for 2 months worth of rations and 2 months worth of feed.
Okay. That's about feed and rations aren't that expensive, I would say. So it's about maybe 10 gold for 2 months, five per month.
And that's it for me. Before we go, Anthony, could you go over... Where do you buy your tools at?
I make all of them, but if you need to buy them, the blacksmith is pretty good. She's worked on my stuff for years now. Could introduce you.
Please.
All right. Go over to the blacksmith and begin.
You go over to the blacksmith, and even early in the morning, it's a bit. I would say you got up maybe around 8-ish to go get ice cream, and it's about maybe 9:30. And you see that the forge is already lit up, and there seems to be work already sounding through.
Lucy has a lot of healthy practices, but her diet is not one of them.
Ronald aims to fix that.
Don't you dare.
Your nutritionist.
Oh, they're gonna butt heads.
But you. Let me do this real quick. But you go to the blacksmith, and you hear the clanging of metal against metal towards the back. And you see this taller drow woman, ascending there, and a lot whiter and with the strong arms and thick torso of a blacksmith. Her white hair is tied up in a tight braid as it goes down her back. And she doesn't. If you just woke up, she doesn't seem to hear you. Over
Anthony,
the
you
clanging of the
do
metal.
realize you don't look like you did.
I know.
Okay. Well, you said you were going to introduce me, so I thought I'd...
It's fine. Of all people, she'll get it.
Lucille nod.
We were in the same space. And he goes in and he just calls out.
Yeah, you know her name to be Alina. And as you call out for her, you hear the clanging come to a stop. Some shuffling. And you see her come out. She does have a leather apron on, and she takes out her gloves. Hi. How can I help you?
Hi, Alina. It's Anthony. Long story short, I got better, died, came back. Anyways.
In that order, or did you die and then get better?
He died
I'm
first.
not entirely yeah, sure.
Okay.
Tools. So we need to buy some tools. This is Lucy.
I'm his daughter.
Yes.
Okay, just let me process things just a little bit. It's quite early in the morning. You died, came back, now you're a drow. Congratulations, we're pretty cool.
Fucking love her.
You need tools. You have a daughter now, adopted, I would assume, since different types of elves.
Yes.
Yep, that's fair. I myself have an adopted father. So nothing too strange there. Tools. You need tools. Regular tools, regular set. Something fancy. What do you need?
What sort of things do you use?
I use woodcarver's tools, smithing tools, tinkering tools, lockpicks. What do you want?
She pulls out a tool roll rather sheepishly from her bag of holding. It's very nice. It has a nice decorative edge on it, and it has Jack's initials embossed on it. I wanted to fill this for Jack.
Oh. A set of tinkering tools, high quality, then.
Can do that. Any specific decorative elements, embossing, names written on it?
Can you do fireflies? Or not fireflies. Dragonflies.
Dragonflies can do. Would you like any specific finish on them? We have about we can have, I wouldn't recommend any of the fancy metals, they're pretty weak. But I can, it's not glazed, what is it, when you layer, like, if it's made out of metal, but you layer, like, another metal on top of it, plating, there we go. I can do some plating if you wish, or just treat the metal to give it a different finish. I have one that's a bit of a shifting color effect. She'll pull out samples of metal. It's basically that kind of like oil slick kind of effect that has a rainbow look.
She'll go with that.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we can do that. Anything else?
No, just fill this. She'll actually hand over the tool roll.
Okay, I can definitely do that for you. Yeah, I can do that for you. Are you looking to get them anytime soon? What's the I'm assuming it's a gift.
Yes, I don't know if we'll be coming back this way. How quickly can you work?
Darling, pretty quickly.
Quickly, then.
Can do that. Right, I'll waive the rush fee. It's for you, dear. It'll be about maybe 20 gold. It's just tools. Dude, they are handmade though.
She'll pay 20, and there's an extra 10 on top as a tip.
Oh. Well, thank you. Anything else that you need? Are Fib and Rollin there?
Um,
Fib is
Rollins,
still. Okay.
yeah, Rollins posted up by Fib, just asking her questions like, "What do you specialize in, combat-wise, if any? Are you like a non-competent?"
She explains that she's good at bonking people with her shepherd's staff.
I'm
But
good at the art of bonking.
she's good at bonk. However, she says that actually it's my goats that do most of the fighting.
All right.
I mean, Dot's here right now, but the other ones, they can only be around for so long.
All right. That's interesting. I don't know how well that'll mesh with how I do things, but we'll figure it out on the field.
What do you do?
Heal for the most part, sit in the back, and he'll like quickly go to his belt and whip out a sling, bonk people from range.
The ancient art of bonk. I see you two are a student.
He's he reaches into his bag and pulls out like two metal tankards and gives Fib a wink as he throws them in the air, and he's going to hit one with a sling bullet, and it's going to ricochet off and hit the other one that's like 10 feet away.
Very fancy bonk. Where did you learn to do that?
Well, mostly in my free time. But it's he'll pat the sling, does most of the heavy lifting.
I can do a little healing myself, but it's a little more nuanced, and she kind of like picks up the shepherd's staff and like moves it around a little bit to kind of show how she can maneuver it. You said you had like two tankards. She like reaches over with the staff and she like hooks one tankard and puts it on top of the other and like stacks the two of them on top of each other. And she says, when you spend as much time around sheep as I do, you learn how to maneuver things.
So chess would be more your game. I'm more of an old maid sort of player myself.
Maybe not necessarily. I never did any schooling. But I did spend a lot of time out in the wilderness, so I know my way around.
He'll nod his head. Well, let's see if we can't keep these two alive then.
That's the plan.
They're so cute. Sorry, I love interaction so much. But your work at the smith is done. She gives you a warm smile and shakes your hand. She has big, strong hands. They'll be ready. It's the morning. I can put my job aside today and work on them. Maybe a few days.
All right. I'll try and make it back through town then.
Okay, they'll be here waiting for you.
Lucy will nod. And thank her.
you for the business. It's nice to see you again, Anthony, even in a new form.
Nice to see you.
Is this something you want me to keep, like, secret, or...?
Please, for now. The city doesn't know, and I'd rather them not know.
Fair enough. Don't worry, old man. I've died a few times myself. Have kept coming back as myself, though, so that's good.
Well, anyways. See you around then.
See you around. Nice to meet you, Lucy. And she'll give kind of like a little, like a little head salute thing, and just go back to work. she'll store the tool set, tool wrap carefully, and then go back to what she was doing. And is there anything else you'd like to shop for? If not, we can.
Well, I'm good to head back and find Fib and Rowlin.
No problem.
Did we ever decide how long it was going to take for us to get to our destination?
Yes, 2 months.
2 months. Okay. Are we going to work out like a writing situation?
It's not gonna take 2 months. That's what Anthony foresaw. If you did ask Kat more specifics, I would say it depends on where you're going. I'm going to. So, what route are you taking?
So the
Besides
route
this, what?
that Anthony wants to take is up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then across the mountains and into the desert to make
Okay.
more like a angled approach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no worries. You can do that. Now you would know that there's a reason why the northern ways aren't explored because it's full of a lot of creatures, a lot of what you call monsters. And one of the reasons that you are separated from them is the Bloodstone River on one side. It's pretty wide, pretty gnarly, and the Dragon Tails Mountains are pretty sheer when coming down. So I would suggest getting a climbing kit.
Mhm.
Because you know this already. That's one of the reasons it's harder for animals to get in to climb, or monsters. They're pretty tall, so it's like too much of a hassle, and they already have what they need there.
He'll purchase a kit. Yeah, couple kits.
Yeah, you could do that. We'll go through gold later. I don't mind.
Lucy will tell you not to get her one. She bought her movable rods and has rope, and she can fashion herself a climbing setup out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Pew, pew.
Mm-hmm.
Mission
Gonna
Impossible
sharpen
style.
your movable rods.
No, when you click the button, they just stay in
Oh,
space.
right, I forgot.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it'll work kind of like a.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's literally why I bought them.
You could literally just go straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna implore a new mechanic. I'm gonna give inspiration when you guys come up with a cool idea. You have inspiration. You can use it to reroll or add a d6 to your roll. Mark that down. I think Connor does that with us on Thursdays, and I enjoy that a lot. It's mostly when I make bad jokes. And he can't take it away when I make another bad joke after that. So, but yeah, you are able to do that, get some rope fashion out of it.
Excuse me.
Unless there's anything else that you would like to purchase or anyone else you would like to talk to, you can grab your cart and horse and start setting off.
Okay. As we set off with the cart and horse, I'll go over to Fib and pull out some of the yarn I got at his bridge and say, "This is color shift yarn. It changes colors under the light." So I'll give it to her.
She grabs it, and Fib loves yarn. She grabs it and kind of moves it about in the sunlight and watches it shift.
Yeah, it has like those almost like metallic threads woven into it that shine like I would say you have many colors of them, but this is maybe like a blue-green shift.
Mm-hmm. Dot will get out the yarn that she has just spun, and she's like, "I haven't had a chance to dye it yet, but." And she just like shows it to you and how soft it is. Dot is an Angora goat, so it's very like valuable mohair.
Mm-hmm. I'd never understood why we just didn't have more of her kind. They're fantastic for wool. As he pets her down, scritching her wool.
You hear like a much deeper what a goat like purr would be, but it's much deeper because she's much larger. and you two, Lucy and Rollin, would have gotten to know this much larger, fluffy goat.
She's not quite large enough to ride, but
Mhm.
like if she stands up, she's about human sized.
Lucy's probably already talking to her with her
Yeah.
ring of animal friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk to her. She replies back. She is actually a very understanding creature.
Dot is an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
Fibble, have you
seen
ever
some
talked to her?
shit. No. I mean, like I talk to her all the time, but like probably not how you can.
Lucy will take off the ring because it doesn't require attunement. Put it on your finger and show you how to use it, and you'll have 10 minutes to talk to her.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, whenever I have an opportunity to talk to animals in games, it's always the horse girl talk. They just like, you know, like there's a mutual understanding between the two of them, and they just look longingly into each other's eyes.
Yeah, they do that. And you can kind of tell that Dot really, really loves you because you take care of her and she takes care of you. And she gives you some more nuzzles. You can understand that in her language now. But yeah, it's that horse girl. Like you put your forehead against her forehead as you stroke her face. That horse girl.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very sweet moment.
I bought that just to talk to my dog.
It's a much different conversation between Peanut and her.
What kind of dog does she have?
He would have been at dinner, but he would have left with Jack and Liliana. She has a blink dog, but her blink dog is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, about 7 months old, and is in some pretty fey colors. He's a blue and pink galaxy type coloring.
It's the dog. Yeah, it's the dog that she got with Al and Harvey at the fair.
I recall.
My character wants this, asks Indoor for it. Now Satan has to give it to me.
Amazing.
Yeah, but he can't travel with Lucy yet.
Yeah, he's too baby. But yeah, you have that. So you are more than happy to set. You're more than ready to set off. Should you wish, you can pack up your cart. You do have the tarp that Rose's father had given you back, and Rose not in this episode. She was back home with her husband and child now. But you have that, and that'll cloak what's on the inside should you put it up. And you have Sprinkle with you. So you can set up to Glenridge because it is a well-traveled path. It is maybe about a 2-day ride. I would say a day, like a full 24 hours.
Rangers get stuff for travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I played a ranger.
It's been a while.
Proficiency bonus is doubled in proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
While traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, and the group can't become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger when you are engaged in another activity. Move stealthily at a normal pace. While alone, you can find twice as much food while foraging, and while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
A lot.
Oh. Speaking of, who has the highest passive perception in this group?
Anthony. Yes, like 21.
Oh, amazing. Anthony, you definitely would have noticed this by now. Wherever Fib walks, she leaves goat tracks instead of person tracks.
He watches this for a moment and goes, "Did you become a goat in the 20 years you've been absent?"
She just kind of like looks down at them and chuckles, and she shows you that her shoes are lifted a little bit, and there are soles in the shape of goat tracks there.
Ah, clever. I love it.
So as you travel, I would say with everything, it's about maybe 10 o'clock. You guys can kind of grab food before you leave. Um, so you can travel about half a day should you wish and camp out, or you can push through the night and arrive in the early hours of the next day. Depends on what you want to do.
Probably camp doesn't want to be exhausted or push it.
Okay. So you set out. Who is leading the charge? Who is driving?
Anthony will drive and then hand the reins off to whoever's beside him if they want it.
Lucy will help drive.
Are you two traveling next to the cart, in the cart?
I think Fib would stay in the cart. And she's just kind of like staying alert, looking for danger.
Yeah, in the cart.
Yeah. So you have Fib, Dot, and Rollin in the car. It's a hefty goat. But yeah, whoever is at front can roll me a general perception check throughout that half day that you travel.
Give it to Lucy.
Yeah, with advantage, or you can both roll. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take advantage. Oh, that didn't help. That's a 13.
13. You see, you see other carts coming to and fro. Nothing too off the mark. It's a travel road. But nothing dangerous or that you seemed like you need to keep an extra eye out for so far. Is there any conversations or anything that you'd like to have while you travel?
And just general chatter.
General chatter. So you continue on. You find a space right about, I would say, in between. I always have the same color for some reason. Right about here. In between, there are a few areas that you can tell others constantly use for camping. It is not unheard of in travel road. So you can easily find something near the road, a clearing of sorts, so you can set up camp, or you can set up uh tents if you wish, anything, a fire, whatever you wish.
All right, now, Mr. Silverhorn, I'm gonna need you to remove your shirt and
What?
Why?
I have to do daily checkups on him.
I don't think that's what Fanor meant.
Rollins already pulling out a stethoscope and pressure cuffs. I'm pretty sure this is what he meant.
I don't think that's what he meant at all.
I'm pretty sure this is what he...
Okay, fine. He pulls off his shirt.
Are we... Should I... Should I set up tents? Did you buy that cottage? What are we...
I pulled the cottage out of my very small, spiky bag of holding. It's on the bottom.
Right.
Imagine Fib comes walking around the cart just like as soon as he's pulling his shirt off, and then she just like pulls a 180 and goes back around the cart.
Lucy will set up the cabin.
Rollin uses prestidigitation on the stethoscope to warm it up because there's nothing worse than a cold stethoscope on here.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna need you to breathe in and out.
I don't think this is necessary. I'm quite healthy for
And then
me.
you hear like Velcro.
Okay.
I need you to hold on to that statement for a minute. I need to listen to your blood.
What?
It's a little high, but
I wonder why.
Your blood pressure.
Rylan.
Len, please.
Lynn.
A high salt diet will do that to you. High stress will do that to you as well. So if we cut back a bit on the salt, you should even out. Oatmeal in the morning brings down the cholesterol. Drink lots of water.
Saying I can't have bacon anymore?
I mean, you can have bacon. No one can
All
live.
right.
No one can live a perfect lifestyle sanely. Little bits of good things and bad things in moderation. So you can have your bacon, just not too much.
Right. Pulls on his shirt.
Oh, I also suggest that we switch to decaffeinated coffee in the morning. The caffeine might agitate you a little bit.
All right.
Rollins here to make Anthony's life hell.
Sensing Anthony's discomfort, Dot will walk up and just kind of like nuzzle her nose under his arm and then just flop down next to him.
Pat her gently.
Emotional support goat.
Yeah.
And whilst you're in such an analytical mood, Rollin, you'll notice that one of her forelegs is actually stiffer than the other. And upon closer inspection, you find that it's made out of some like white material that is not goat leg.
It's prosthetic of sorts.
That's what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, closer inspection reveals that it's ivory.
He'll nod his head. Yeah.
So as you all attend Anthony's general checkup session with Dr. Rowland,
Fib does not.
Fib quite pointedly did not.
She finds something to do in the cart. She's
I'm still
going to
technically
knit.
an RA, just putting it out there.
She's knitting very quickly.
Lucy, you're able with the magic word, which you can provide one for your house if you wish, Anthony. That is yours to decide. You are able to set up this little cottage. It is a one-floor cottage. It does not have any rooms, but it does have a small kitchenette, and a living space. It would fit 4 people comfortably. Anything else would be a little tighter, but it provides shelter.
Is there windows on the cottage?
Yeah.
Lucy's gonna pull up a chair to a window with a view of this medical interrogation going on. Crack open some whiskey and just have a laugh at Anthony's expense.
Now, Mr. Silverhorn, do you do anything? Drink, smoke, anything like that? He's just writing away in a notebook.
I drink on the occasion.
That's
Smoke on
fine.
the
Moderation
occasion.
is all right.
Yes.
When was the last time you were sexually active?
I don't need to ask that. Just gonna
Are
tick
you sexually
that.
active?
Ticks the yes box on that without asking.
I rage when I fight, so you can write that down. I suppose that would contribute to. Cool.
I would say ease off on the raging, but you know.
That's how I fight.
I know. I'm not that kind of doctor. He'll
Okay.
joke to himself.
Okay. Okay.
But everything else looks okay for the time being. Sorry, this is a bit sudden, but checkups are checkups.
Yeah, this is a once a month thing, right? Like. Oh, okay. Tomorrow at camp, then we'll go over this again.
If you're willing for me to be frank, you're the first case I've ever had who's a reincarnation, so you're something of a interesting subject for me. Not to objectify you or anything like that.
I know somebody you would get along with very well.
Is it Master Feanor? Because I already know him.
No. Thomas. He's like me, only worse.
He's also a reincarnated case?
No, just very curious about people, things.
Oh man, I'm so sad you didn't go to Thomas as your reincarnated state.
Well,
Does
all
this
in due
checkup
time.
seem like it's nearing its end? Like they
Yeah, Fib, here's like
okay.
the snap of a notebook. You can put your shirt back on.
Yep, thanks. Folded it back on.
Lucy's gonna hit her sending earring to Fanor.
Just wait till we have to check your prostate.
What?
Fanor, how often did you instruct Len to check up on Anthony's health and well-being?
Not too often.
Oh, he's under the impression that it's every day. Please do not correct him in that.
Oh, I won't.
Where did I put those rubber gloves?
Thank you, Lynn. I had a great checkup. Stands up.
Just because we're out in the wilderness doesn't mean I don't have to be sanitary. I'm not just gonna jam them up in there, like...
Gotta go drink.
Window opens. Anthony, I need your assistance inside.
Please.
Hurry! Takes a
This is in the
swig from her
cart.
whiskey.
Oh,
It was
found
in the
them!
cart, just sinking down further and further. She had some knitting in her hand that she has just pulled over her head.
Well, do you fancy a drink?
I fancy 10.
I'll get you your own bottle. Come here.
There's a little fireplace in the cottage. It has bare furniture, nothing. It has like a table and a few chairs. You can set up your sleep bedrolls in there in front of the fire. It'll keep you warm. But yeah, any other interactions before bed?
Don't think I've ever had a doctor so interested in my life other than Fenor.
You're welcome.
What?
See, if you had just kept that necklace on, this would not have happened. See what you get for not listening to him.
Alright, yes, alright. Where's the whiskey?
Pulls an unopened bottle out of her bag and just hands it to Anthony.
It
You
makes
can keep
tea
that
for
one.
everyone.
Oh.
By the way, if anyone wants a checkup, I'm available. I don't have any scheduling issues, considering I'll be traveling with all of you.
I think I'll let you just focus on Anthony and his well-being.
It just shakes her head, eyes wide.
You get a voice in your ear, Rowland. It's Fanor. Rowland, what are you doing checkups on Anthony?
Like you said, Master Feanor, I haven't gone through everything yet, but all in due time.
You're doing so good, Rowland. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, actually.
Remember to take notes, as this is your first reincarnation case, as well as your first time out on the field, especially after any injuries happened, how he reacts. Anything else you need from me, I'm only sending away.
Will do, Master Feanor. I'll get back to you. Well, I'll actually send my journal whenever I can.
No worries. Have a good night, Rowland. Keep up the good job.
At some point, Lucy will probably go for a walk to collect more firewood and just send a sending to Jack about the torture that Anthony's undergoing.
It's just a lot of laughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of laughter. He's very happy that you updated him on this specifically.
It distributes some tea, and then she will drag a chair outside along with a stool, and she will set a teacup down on that stool and sit on that chair and knit as she keeps watch with Dot by her side.
How would you like since you're taking first watch, how would everybody else like to take up watches? Or would you rather, or you don't have to if you do not wish?
Fib will
Lucy.
take.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fib will take every watch.
Lucy will, if we're establishing watches,
Mhm.
and a member of the party doesn't feel comfortable enough to sleep the night, she will wake up for second watch and just sit quietly with you.
I'll take a
Interesting
watch
work.
if it's assigned to him. During the watch, he's just inspecting his tools and making sure everything's in working order.
Can do that. I would say you can all three roll me a perception check. Fib, you would do 2, or give advantage to Lucy and Warling, or you guys give advantage to Fib.
I've got a +4 to my perception.
You can take it.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll give advantage.
You see,
I'm pretty sure I should have advantage anyway since I'm in my favorite terrain.
Yeah.
22 for the first one.
Mhm.
And 14 for the second.
All right, with the 22 and 14, you hear the sounds of carts coming and going. Even the lone cart coming in late through the night. But the creaking of wood on the rocks, but nothing too unfamiliar. It's not uncommon. You hear the wind blowing through the nearby trees and grass, and the sound of the nightlife coming to life as the sun sets. You do notice that a bit of mist does come in through to the night, uh, which is not uncommon. It may be a little earlier than usual, but it is coming to the winter months. And it seems to obscure a little bit more towards the edge of what you're looking at, but that's about as much as you see.
All right. I think that while she's on watch, she sits forward, kind of puts her knitting into her lap, and she's going to, where is it? She's going to open her senses and seek her favored enemy and see if they are within a certain range. As an action, you can expend a ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elements, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you. Or with up to 6 miles if you're in your favorite terrain. Ha
Okay, 6 miles. How much
It doesn't reveal the creature's location or number, just whether or not they're there.
Okay. What is your favorite enemy? It's just aberrations, fiends, celestials, and undead.
Her favorite enemy is undead, but it seems to say that she'd be able to sense any one of those things.
Okay. I think even at 6 miles, nothing. You don't sense any undead, aberrations, celestial, or fiends.
Okay. I think that after she does that, she relaxes a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll settle in to knitting. Just kind of listening to soft snoring from inside the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And as we see what she's knitting, she's using that color change yarn that Anthony gave her.
Okay, I like that.
If Rollins there with her, he's taken a tongue depressor and dipped it inside a small pot, and he just pops it in his mouth and like looks over to Fib. Honey?
Pardon?
Honey. It works as an antiseptic, but it's also really tasty.
Oh, sure.
Takes another tongue depressor, dips it in, and hands it to her.
Yep. She just kind of like looks down at it and then hop.
Anime eating noise.
Hop.
As we go from the scene of Rollin and Fib sharing a bit of honey as their washes go on, we move over to the inside of the small cottage. And Anthony, as you're asleep, please roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
What?
That's not good. Okay. 8.
8. All right. Anthony, as you sleep, you hear a voice, a murmur at first, as your dreams turn into darkness, an inky, heavy, black void that feels like it's pressing down on you. And you hear a voice. Anthony Silverhorn, Lieutenant, Creator, Artillerist, Husband, Father. You have many things.
I think he'll just jolt out of his half sleep and sit up and go,
No, this is all in your dream.
oh, so yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just kind of jerk awake from that and blink a few times.
As you try to jerk away, you notice you don't have control of your body. Not that somebody else has control, but you can't seem to move.
Oh no. He'll try very hard not to panic in his sleep and venture out and say, what do you want?
Well, that's a bit rude. I'm not sure what I invited to earn such a rude greeting.
Forgive me, I am sleeping.
Oh, you are, yes. I wonder, such a brilliant mind. Why do you waste it all on seeking out such feeble things in normal life?
He doesn't answer but say, why did you seek me out if you're going to question my motives?
I'm just here to see why you're not going to the extent of knowledge that you know you're able to. You could create so much, Silverhorn. Anthony.
There's a small, kind of defeated sigh before he says, limits.
The limits are only the ones you put on yourself.
Limits keep me on the path.
Is that your path? Or somebody else's?
It is the path I want to choose right now.
Choices, choices. Quite a delicate little thing. Take the wrong one and whoop, down you go. You see as almost like cracks around this inky black void, sparkling red appears like gems. You're such an interesting subject, Anthony. And you hear this voice next to your ear and heavy hands on your shoulders. So much you could do if you didn't set these limits to yourself. Science, technology, the improvements, the advancements you could bring. I mean, you have all what you need right at your fingertips. Power, interesting subjects, these artifacts, these things that you're looking for, open up so much knowledge to you. You're just wasting them away, setting them aside, locking them away. I expected much more out of you. I have to say, I'm quite disappointed. But I'm sure you're not unused to that. Disappointing people.
Got it in spades, but the bigger question is, who are you? I don't think I've ever had a watcher at my back.
That you know of. Not a good watcher if you know they're there.
Knowledge can be obtained. I will live a much longer life now.
You sure will.
I
Use
won't
it.
always have my limits.
I'm betting on it. These little artifacts. I'll give you a little hint. They could help you to be better. And you see it like an inky black hand with claw-like fingers just come around and taps where your heart is. You know that these are much more valuable, much more interesting than anyone gives them credit for. Definitely, you can definitely do so much more with them than just locking them up.
It would be good to learn what they could do to their fullest.
It would be.
Patience, I think. We would know where they are. We could find them later.
I'm sure. Make use of them, like they were intended to, dear. You hear the voice whisper in your ear. Make me another wisdom saving throw.
Disadvantage or normal?
What depends. What are you feeling at the moment?
Oh boy. Nah, his hubris is getting the better of him.
Disadvantage.
You do have nat 20s on your sheet that you can use.
Oh, I know. 16.
16. When you see this little artifact, why not make it yours? And you see a little red glow from the claw that's tapping at your heart. We'll meet again later, I'm sure. Oh. And the inky blackness fades away and slips out, and you find yourself with freedom to move your body again and no recollection of whatever just happened. Just a new goal.
He'll sit up and write something in his journal in Draconic. Artifacts to be found. And starts making a list.
You do have a list of artifacts. And with that, we'll leave our show for next week.
I have so much anxiety now.
I have huge anxiety now.
Well, thank you everyone so much for coming to the game. Thank you so much, Wings and RJ for stopping in. I'm excited to see you guys back next week as we make our way to the desert to seek out these artifacts. But yeah, we'll do a little outro. We'll finish with our dear host last. Why don't we start with Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen, and we're championing projects and charities, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm still championing the Bail Project. It is a nonprofit organization designed to combat mass incarceration by disrupting the money bail system. It supports local communities and local Americans. This is an American charity, just so you know. It is not a British charity at this time.
Thank you. With that, we'll go over next to RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'll be championing the Black Visions Collective, which is a Black, trans, and queer-led organization that is committed to dismantling systems of oppression and violence. I believe currently they are not taking donations, but they have a list on their site of various other charities that you can support. Personally, I believe I like the Oasis. It's a charity to help basically abused kids in school. It's great. Guys, we're almost there. Just got to finish out the next couple of months. Change is happening. Keep fighting.
Thank you for that. Next, we have our wonderful Wings.
Hey everybody. Today, the charity I'm plugging is Special Effect. Special Effect is a charity that focuses on making video games accessible to people with physical disabilities. From modified joypads to eye control technology, Special Effect uses various methods to make games more inclusive so everyone gets to play.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. I was going to say Fib, Wings. And hi everyone, my name's Seaton. I am your Sunday DM, here carrying these adventures through adventures. My charity of choice is still the Loveland Foundation. The Loveland Foundation is a foundation that works with Therapy for Black Girls, National Queer and Trans Champions of Color Network, Talkspace, and the Open Path Collective. They give the recipients of this fund will have access to a comprehensive list of mental health professionals across the country that provide high quality and culturally competent service to Black women and girls. I think it's always important to keep mental health to keep the conversation of mental health going, but especially with these times. Providing free mental health care for Black women and girls in the United States, especially, I think it's important that we push that forward because it is very much needed, especially in this time. So anything that you donate will go to the fund that will help applicants get this therapy sessions that they need. Thank you. And last but not least, our wonderful host, Sarah.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. We are obviously, after all of that, if you've stuck around, a charity channel in this house. And I have been talking about I Need Diverse Games, who champion for diversity in the video games that we know and love, as well as in the video game industry as a whole. But I have made the decision that moving forward into the holidays, since I know times are tough for people, I'd like for the community to just have a big year-end donation. So for the rest of the year, the charity that we will be donating to is the Trevor Project. They provide confidential support for LGBTQ plus youth in crisis, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have a national 24-hour toll-free confidential suicide prevention hotline. And they do a lot of volunteering in the community, and I just think they're neat. So that's where we're sending money to.
Thank you for that. They're pretty neat. I've done donations for them before through other projects and shows, and they're pretty neat. I like them. But anyway, thank you everyone so much for staying and watching. We love all of you very, very much. We hope you are taking care of yourself, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. With that, we will be back next Sunday at 10 a.m. EST with our new time change, and we'll see what happens when we all wake up.
We'll see you later, guys.
Bye.
And as always, you got 3 requirements today. Hydrate, eat something healthy, and go tell someone you love them. See you later. Bye.
I love y'all.
Bye.
Love you.
Love y'all.